Growing up as a child, I was picked on. In school, I was picked on. But as you get older, you realize that more often than not, you're not picked on because someone doesn't like you. You're picked on because of other people's insecurities. And it's a thing where they don't want what's really going on with them to be revealed. So it's a diversion. They take the attention from themselves and put it on you. And I didn't understand. It's like I thought, why doesn't people like me? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was being me. And as I look at the Bible, because I always say things happen here first. And it's a thing where you have to realize, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Ask God to help you to identify what the real issue is, because when people can't find fault with you, they'll try to find it with the next closest one to you. And the situation is, it may not have anything to do with that person at all, but because of you, because of what you're doing, because of how you're favored. So let's take it to Bible. Numbers. Now, I've been dealing with numbers for a minute. I like to digest this. I like to really get an understanding, and I like to put myself in different situations. So in Numbers 12, it says, Miriam and Aaron, which is Moses' brother and sister, began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, for he had married a Cushite. Has the Lord spoken only through Moses, they asked? Hasn't he also spoken through us? And the Lord heard this. Now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. That's powerful. At once the Lord said to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, come out to the tent of meeting, all three of you. So the three of them went out. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud. He stood at the entrance to the tent and summoned Aaron and Miriam. When the two of them stepped forward, he said, listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. But this is not true of my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? So I say, you know what? God truly fights our battles. Moses never said a word. And even in this case, you have his own siblings, who, by the way, Miriam was a prophet, Aaron was a priest. Aside from Moses, they held the two highest positions. So why were you jealous? Why? But yet God said, why were you not afraid to speak against my servant? Titles don't mean much to me. Positions don't mean much. And the thing for me is the humility. Moses was so humble. But because you could not find fault in him, you attacked his wife. Because of your insecurities. And so, of course, God's anger was aroused. He struck Miriam with leprosy. And what did Moses do? What he always does. He pleads on behalf of his people. He begged the Lord for forgiveness. He cried out to the Lord. Now, you still have to pay for what you did. So Miriam still had to be outside of the camp, because at this point she was unclean for 7 days, and then he allowed her back in. So you're going to pay for what you did. But Moses never had to say a word other than still being humble and praying to the Lord to forgive her and to forgive Aaron, who spoke against him. So I said, I don't have to fight my battles. God is going to fight my battle for me. There's no need for me to take it personal. We never know what's going on with the person. So again, ask God to help you, to reveal what's really going on. What's the real issue? Why are you really this upset? Because it has nothing to do with my wife. It has something to do with my husband. It has nothing to do with my children. It don't even really have anything to do with me. Because you said for yourself, has God not spoken through us? He has. But you don't know the trials and the tribulations that Moses went through to get that kind of favor on his life. And that's the thing. Most oftentimes, people want what you have without going through what you went through to get it. So the next time someone is attacking your character, or they're going after someone in your family, or someone close to you, because in this case, it's still family, so it doesn't matter. These are your siblings. And keep note, Moses was the younger one. So oftentimes when the younger child shoots past the older, then there's jealousy. Because you feel like you didn't get where you wanted to get in life. But to still be where you were, it's still a place where most didn't reach. So again, why be jealous? Don't take it personal. God has favored you for a reason. God has chosen you for a reason. They don't know the price of your oil. And you don't have to tell them. Have a good day.